oh my gosh, this can be amazing. All you got to do is DM people and invite them and invite and do all of this stuff. And I was like, I miss it. I miss the community, because if that's what I have to do to have success.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Emily and welcome back to my channel. Today we are covering some more anti-MLM content, and I don't think I've quite covered something like this. Basically somebody saying if MLM didn't work out for you the first time, this is why you should really give it a second chance, and all the psychological behind it and spiritual. It's really interesting. The things she has to say, I'm really excited to pick apart and talk about it with you guys down in the comments. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer one, so go grab your beverage of choice. Today is Coke Zero, and I found the one that has zero caffeine at the store. I'm not a big caffeine person or drinker, so I've been on this really weird Coke kick lately, so I was pleased to see that at the store. Anyway, I'm not like you guys care, but yes, it's gonna be a bit of a doozy. I'd love for you guys to follow me over on my other platforms as well, such as TikTok, Instagram. It's all at Emily J. Fine. I love chatting to you guys over there as well. Let's go ahead and get right on into the video.
We're back. Literally got cut out here. Okay, so I want to start from the beginning. Fresh new video here. So let me one thing I want to say is to make sure that you're in the right place. So here's what we're going to be talking about today. A return to Beachbody. If you were a previous Beachbody coach and you've been feeling this stirring in you, this video is for you. If you're like, nope, not for me, this video is not for you. So what we're going to talk about today is this energy. We're going to talk about what's going on inside of you, this feeling, because it's so potent and it's so powerful to listen to your personal intuition. So I've got three things for you today. We're going to talk about the shift in the industry that I'm seeing. This is so freaking exciting. Like I've been having conversations and I'm like, I'm going to go live and talk about this topic because it's not talked about. What I'm going to share with you today is not talked about. People are not like shouting this from the rooftops. They aren't even considering it. They're thinking that no, doesn't make sense. We're going to talk about it. We're going to rip the Band-Aid today. I want to reveal something to you that I think is going to create such a powerful leader, whether you are going to return to Beachbody or not, or you are thinking like, this is something that has been pulling at me and sort of like tingling, like it's that inside feeling, right? The butterfly feeling.
So yeah, she definitely has a lot to say at first, so I'm gonna kind of let her do her thing and talk before really diving in and dissecting it. But I'm sure, as you all can see, this is just gonna be a very interesting video. So let's continue.
We're also gonna talk about what didn't work before. So you know that part of you that's thinking right now, as a previous Beachbody coach, all of the reasons why it didn't work before. Like you could pull a whole list, right? We're gonna talk about that today. We're also going to talk about the pull, okay? So what I want to invite you into today is a conversation about energetics. I want to talk to you about the energy behind the things. I don't want to talk to your logical brain. I want to talk to your intuition. So if you can feel that in your body for a second, it's not so much up here. It's like what's happening in your body. It's this feeling that you're going to have internally, okay? It'll be like a aha, or maybe you'll kind of catch yourself like, yes, that feeling, versus like our mind can kind of take over and just like derail us, right?
So this almost, it starts out like she's trying to brainwash you, almost like, don't think about like what's going on, like don't think logically, think emotionally is kind of what she's saying, which of course they want you to think emotionally, like, oh, I could like get so much money from this. I could, get a free car. Like, yeah, all those thoughts and feelings of that potentially happening, yeah, that's gonna really excite somebody and maybe not actually get them to think logically about, oh, wait, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably isn't true.
Okay, so I wanna talk to you about the old way of Beachbody business. I wanna talk to you about I want to give you a story of how I got started with this, because I think it's really interesting how things happen. Like, you know the saying, your vibe attracts your tribe? The amount of conversations that I'm having behind the scenes, it's crazy, you guys. It is so wild that there are so many people coming out of like the woodwork, so to speak, that are like, I've been wanting to get back into Beachbody too. I've been wanting to get back into this. It's been pulling at me. I've been thinking about it. Let alone Summit just happened, and it's like there's an energy to it that when you watch people there, you're just like, whoa, right? You're like, wait a minute, it's like that FOMO sets in. So I want to share a little bit about my story. You're gonna probably resonate with bits and pieces of this. And so I got started in Beachbody when I was in my 9-to-5. I was on my cell phone during the work day, and I was seeing one of my close friends having a blast. Like, she was having such a blast on social media. She was rocking her business. She had, had 2 babies and lost like 50, 60 some pounds. And she looked phenomenal. Her energy was like through the screen, right? We're talking energetics today.
I also think people really need to realize social media is a highlight reel. Anybody can be deceiving and get you to believe anything on social media, that your life's so wonderful, great, etc. I'm going out, I'm doing this, I'm hanging out with these people, I'm making all this money. Yeah, people can say that on social media and on the internet. And I think it's definitely a deeper issue than just MLMs. I believe that whole topic itself is very toxic. So just adding MLM to it is just a house on fire.
And it was like coming through the screen. I felt something every time that she posted. I resonated with what she was feeling. And it was just like, I reached out to her. And this is going to be really important when we talk about this next level. I reached out to her. I was like, I need to know more about this thing that you're doing, because I was overweight in my corporate cubicle. I was unhappy in my corporate cubicle. There was no more opportunities for me in this business. I felt like I had reached a point that if I didn't job hop again, I was going to be stuck in this corporate cubicle for until I retire. If it wasn't there, it was going to be another one. I wasn't lit up by corporate America.
And we have talked about this before. They very much so try to attract the people who are miserable with their jobs. They really try to attract the people that are not doing, emotionally or physically well. Really like to go after the vulnerable.
She had presented an opportunity because she was the living embodiment of it, right? She was it. She was leading herself. And so when I got started, I dove into the business like head first. I was super excited, like I'm sure you were when you were a previous Beachbody coach too. And it was like, tell me more about how I do this. And what were the old ways of building your business? DMing people, reaching out constantly, like cold messaging people, chasing, and like constantly showing up out of this fear of, are people going to see me? Am I going to be worthy? What is my family going to think? What are my friends going to think? These are super small first year, like entrepreneurial thoughts, right? Like, we all feel them. We all feel this energy of like, oh, I don't want to go live. I'm scared, right? Like here I'm ripping the Band-Aid today. I'm just like, let's talk about returning to network marketing, right? Let's do it. I'm excited. And so we get into these like up in our logical mind of like, are people going to understand what I'm doing? Are people this? Are people going to like it? How do I gain leaders on my team? It's all like, who's leading the show, right? Who's leading your brand? Who's leading your business? And when we start to give away that energy, what is taught in the beginning of Beachbody is like chasing, right? Chasing people is DMing them and like cold messaging, right? All of that. And so what happens is naturally there's like this almost taste in your mouth of disgust, because it's, if we're in as women in super masculine energy of like constantly DMing and constantly pushing and constantly doing this, it creates repulsion. No one likes that. And so there's this, like, you'll even know now if people DM you out of the blue and they don't know you, you're like, you don't even know who I am. Like, why are you wanting me to buy a product of yours, right? So in the beginning, it's like there's not a personal mastery on energetics. There's not a self-led leadership. It's this small little context of just message as many people as you can. Now, this works. It works. It does. Like messaging people, it absolutely works. You're opening conversations. But if you don't feel good about it, it's going to fall flat. Right? It's going to fall flat.
And we do all know they do really preach and try to get you to practice DMing as many people as you can, or reaching out to whoever, really being present on social media and throwing up your little stupid MLM garbage all over social media, the stuff that nobody wants to see. And the thing is, you can really try to block out as much of that as you can, but there are always going to be those, Huns on the prowl in your inboxes trying to get you to join these lives and pester the hell out of you when you're just trying to do your own thing on social media. The thing is though, most people in that business do not care if it doesn't feel good to them to reach out and cold spam and cold message everybody on their friends list, because that's what they practice and preach. To go out and message anybody and everybody you can, bother your family, destroy relationships, friendships over really overpriced shakes.
This is energetics. When you feel excited about it and you're excited to message people and you're excited and all of that, sure, it can work then. But if there isn't an intention behind it that feels genuine, that feels excited, that feels good, it isn't going to work. So then right out of the bat, you're sold a dream of like, oh my gosh, this can be amazing. All you got to do is DM people and invite them and invite and do all of this stuff. And you find yourself in this like constant spiral of why isn't it working for me? And then all of a sudden you're filling out the cancellation form, right? How am I, like this is like the perpetual beginning phase of network marketing. So we get into this next thing that I want to share with you, and it's holding a larger context for your life. Now, I have a coach that I've been working with for the past 2 years. She introduced this thought pattern of context. So I want to share what I've learned, and just to help broaden your horizon here too, because when I started to really dive into this, I was like, like it was fireworks left and right. It's so incredible, okay? So when you have a larger context for your life, not who you're showing up as on social media, when you have a larger context and you're holding yourself to a larger context in your Beachbody business, let's say you come back in and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to lead with attraction. I'm going to lead with curiosity. And I'm going to open the doors and see who responds based on desire and curiosity and excitement and fuck yes energy. Instead of DMing, chasing, doing all of that, right? So when you hold a larger context for this, and that's what you desire, wouldn't you love to make a post on social media and they just show up? Hi, Kate. Wouldn't you love to like do a reel and they just show up? Wouldn't you love if like you're doing these things and people are just showing up? I want to talk to you about what that really is, because it's not just like, oh, I made this post and my audience is going to love it. When we make the post and we hold a larger context, it's because you're living an extraordinary life outside of social media, and the ripple effect happens online. That is so important.
In the context of MLMs, that is absolutely not true, because you have to be pushy with that stuff. Especially now, I feel like a lot of people are becoming more and more aware of MLMs and just how toxic, and not even just like the system itself, how bad those products are, truly. I mean, we have the overpriced Beachbody garbage. We have Monet, terrible hair products for you. And the list goes on. I don't know how people can get themselves to try and sell those products to people with like good intentions, like actually believing in what they are selling. And I think, again, a lot of it has to do with this brainwashing thing that they do, like what she's doing, trying to get you to not really think about what is actually going on here. And you just gotta be true to yourself and attract your tribe, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you really need to look at the fundamentals of all of this and truly understand what is happening here.
To be successful in this business and to have success, like to financially win through social media, it's not to be on social media. It's not to create a persona on social media. It's to have an extraordinary life offline. And that energy of having an extraordinary life, to fall in love with your life, to be leading yourself, to be setting goals for yourself and actively achieving them, to not just start one day and stop the next week, and then after the honeymoon phase is done, you're like, well, where are all the people? Like, I showed up through that entire week. Who's leading the show? The second you're not leading it, you're letting other people lead it for you. So anytime when we hold this context, right? Like, think of the context of your life. Think of holding this big context of having incredible health, working on your health and fitness each day, and whatever that looks like for you. And to be nourishing yourself from the inside out, and to become a leader that grows an extraordinary team. What does that look like in your life? Who's the kind of person that is doing that? Who's the kind of person that is actively holding this context? Because that's what makes it to your vision board. That's ultimately who you want to be and who you want to become, right? But if we're allowing the day that you sign X amount of coaches to then determine your success, it's never going to happen. It will never happen. It can't energetically happen. The reason why it can't energetically happen is because if you aren't leading your own life, if you aren't showing up for your goals and yourself first. Here's an example, holding context. What this looks like is, let's say, you jump back into Beachbody. You're recording your workouts, right? You're like, I'm recording my workouts. I'm showing up on social media. I'm doing the things, right? Are you recording your workouts for social media? Or does your phone just happen to be like, it's there, it's recording, I'm doing this, I feel really good about it? There's a difference between like positioning your phone to get the best angles and to be showing people the way, right? Or like making sure that people see you in your best light versus like it's capturing your moment in your life. I was just asked this the other day. How do you create so much content for social media? And I hope that this brings it home for you.
People get extremely discouraged after a week or 2 or 3 even with these MLMs, because at the start they're doing stuff like this, saying it's going to change your life, these free trips, vacations, cars, etc. And after a few weeks of what is labeled as hard work for these MLMs, people give up because they're like, what is this? And you have to sucker so many damn people into this scheme for months. You have to destroy so many friendships, relationships to get to that 1% top that she and all of them talk about. Nobody is going to buy into it if somebody shows the realness on social media of, wow, I've been doing this for 3 months and I put $500+ into this and I still haven't seen a return. Nobody's gonna be like, wow, I should really sign up and be under your team because that sounds really great financially. No, of course not. So again, like, it is so oversaturated, especially the MLM social media section of social media of, I'm doing so great and it's all happy-go-lucky vibes.
I am documenting. I am not creating. When you can think of holding a powerful context for your life, you're documenting your extraordinary life. You're documenting the things that you're proud of, that you're excited about, that you're doing, that you're leading yourself. If you document your life, you are holding a context. You're holding this big context for yourself. You're holding yourself accountable. This is the energy, like the people that you love to follow on social media, they hold a large context for their life. Have you noticed this? You're just like, oh my gosh, like she just keeps going. She's on to the next thing. She's creating this, she's doing that. Like, it's so fun to watch. It's like you get a dopamine hit off of her dopamine hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're learning from her, you're growing from her, and you're just like, I'm so inspired by her. That's my upline coach, Amy. I'm so inspired by what she does. I'm so inspired by the woman that she is. She holds a huge context. And when you hold this huge context for your life and you're documenting you in what you do and how you lead yourself, people are naturally attracted to that. Have you noticed on social media, here's a great example. Have you noticed how Instagram has changed? Have you noticed that the past ways, like probably when you were a coach before, was all about how perfect can you make your photo? How on brand can it be, right? Like say the right caption, you know, learn copywriting skills and say the right caption so the right people come in. It's all led by your audience. And when your audience is leading, there is no leader. Think about this for a second. When your audience is leading and you're creating it for your audience, there's no leader. Because there's thousands of people that are following you, or tens of thousands, who knows how many people are following you on social media. When your audience is leading, there's no leader. When you're creating it for your audience, there's no leader. And this is where we fall short with Beachbody. You have to be the leader. You have to be the one who's leading your page. Here's another example. Would an influencer hop on stories? Hi, Linda. Would an influencer hop on stories and ask, what do you want me to share today? No. An influencer, a leader, is like, this is what I'm doing today. This is what I'm sharing today. This is what I'm affiliated with, right? So when you can use that in terms of Beachbody, you are leading yourself. You are leading the things that light you up, that make you exciting. Let's face it, Beachbody, world class, amazing products that literally change us from the inside out, right? Amazing products, amazing resources, amazing nutrition courses, amazing workouts. Like, you train with celebrity trainers, right?
Wow, that was a lot of lies in the span of like 7.9 seconds. And sorry, I just had to pause that because that was really starting to make my blood boil and I could not listen to that all in one go. We know like what Beachbody actually is and the products and the scam and how toxic that whole environment is. So let's not lie here, sweetie.
Everything is there, but do you feel it? Can you feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it in every cell of your being, how incredible it is? And when it's not about like how many people can you get in, it's not about, oh, I want to build this amazing downline of, you know, extraordinary coaches and all of this. Those people want someone to anchor into because they too need to know that they are the one. They are the one in their life. They are the one in their marriage. They are the one in their family. They're the one, they're the one, they're the one. There's this energy of when you can feel that you're the one, you become it. You become the one who's maybe going to financially set your family free. You are going to, you know, have the best health and wellness possible. You are going to have this incredible relationship with yourself and your self-care. You become the one, you become the one, and then the one brings in one person at a time who's like, I also want to be the one in my life. And this happens by documenting, not creating. When you can feel yourself getting up here and you're like, I just need to create a post for social media, I want you to go, no. It is about documenting the life that you are leading. It is documenting the shake that you're drinking because you're in such a moment with your shake. Hence, this is my water. I'm having a moment with my water. Thank you, water. You are documenting your self-led leadership. This is magnetism. I did not have, if Jessica, my first Beachbody coach who I found on social media and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. If she would have reached out to me and said, hey, I've been seeing you loving on all of my posts. I just wanted to see if you had interest in doing what I'm doing and blah, 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 blah. It would have been like, now I'm not so interested. Because if that's what I have to do to have success, I'm not that interested. I don't want to do that. Immediately, I'm like, there's an energy that is...
So basically, con yourself into thinking Beachbody is morally okay to get yourself involved in a pyramid scheme, and fake it till you make it on social media and document these times for people. Honestly, I'm just gonna come out and say it. I think a lot of what she is saying is just bullshit. This bullshit of basically scurrying around of what is actually going on with MLMs and how they actually work, which we all know by educating ourselves. And think about it with magnetics and energy, and if you just really believe and document instead of create, you're gonna become a millionaire through Beachbody. Like, no. But I could see how somebody who just quit Beachbody because of, it wasn't working for them after, they were told all this stuff about this money, cars, vacations, saw this maybe again for the second time and were like, maybe I should give this another go because I just didn't, no, I just need to go into it this time with the thought process of documenting instead of creating. It didn't work. It didn't work. It's still the same thing. I don't know. I just think it's really silly.
It is connected to desire and curiosity. They're like kissing cousins. Whoa, that's weird. They are literally like, they are a match. It's bound together, right? When you feel desire and you feel curiosity at the same time, you will naturally take the next steps forward. This is why in something like Beachbody and growing your business this way is that you cannot be attached to other people's timelines. Think back to when you were a coach before. Were you attached to, is she going to sign up? I need to follow up with her. I need to do all of these things. Like, I sent her the link. Is she going to come in? She said she was interested. She's been showing up. Like, where is she at? Ew, gross. That's not good energy. Repulsion. We've now killed the curiosity and we've now killed the desire, right? And so all of that she was building up and feeling in watching you on social media. Hi, Jenny. All that she was feeling and seeing you on your stories, seeing you show up as a leader, just watching you and feeling your energy. The minute that you go out and send her a DM, she's like, it's a no. It's a no. It's now a no. So we have to learn like these old ways, right? The old paradigm. And I think it's so masculine to be DMing people and cold messaging and just house parties, gross. Like, no. The new way is curiosity and desire, and you having a larger context for your life and holding yourself accountable. How many times have you heard the saying, show me, don't tell me, right? Show me, don't tell me. There's an energetic frequency to that. Show me, don't tell me. I don't want to be told what to do, how to do it, the 3 steps, right? I don't want any of that. I want to see you. I want to see you so energetically lit up by your life that like when you show up on social media, your energy is like pouring through the screen. That is what works. That is the new thing. So now let's talk about bridging the gap.
I just feel like she's getting really damn repetitive at this point, honestly. And I feel like it's almost starting to make me repeat the same things over and over. But for the 10th and last time, the energy that you give out does not change the matter of the fact that Beachbody is in fact a multi-level marketing pyramid scheme. Doesn't matter how you try to get people below you in your downline, it is still a pyramid scheme and a scam at the end of the day. And I really do genuinely believe that she is really disregarding all of that, and instead of trying to get you to think up here with your head and logically think about what is actually going on here, she's trying to get you with your emotions. Again, like she's saying the same stuff over, so I feel like I'm saying the same stuff over, but think with your head is all I really have to say. Think with your head, not with what's going on in here, because with what's going on in here can get you in a lot of trouble sometimes, aka seeing something like this and emotionally connecting with it, and you wrapping yourself in this garbage for maybe the second, third, or fourth time, because there are people that will be homie hoppers, MLM hoppers, and try a different one because they think now, since it's a new fresh beginning, it's gonna work so much better for them this time around.
The feeling of, oh, there's something left there for me. I felt this way tremendously. So many conversations with my husband and I were like, okay, I think I'm gonna go back in. Oh wait, I think I'm gonna go back in. Like, I wanna do this because I had canceled. I'd worked with a previous coach. I built the business up. I did other things. I built my business different ways. And then I was like, I miss it. I miss the community. I miss like making my health a priority, right? I miss like,
why does anybody need Beachbody to make their health their priority? That taking one out of her book here, it should be something just from within. It should just spark your insides, and really, you should really feel it within your chakras. Like, I don't know, man. I just think it's goofy.
The workouts, the nutrition, I missed it. And I missed that part of me that I left back there. So if you have felt this before, just know you're not alone. There's a lot of women in my world right now having this conversation of like, oh my gosh, Summit just happened, and you're like, I want to be there. Like, I wish I would have been there, right? Here's the thing. When you feel this, it's almost like a FOMO, right? It's like there's something left there for me. I want you to know that even if you went out on this journey, right? So here you are as a Beachbody coach. You went out on this journey and you explored other things, whether this is going back to another job. I did this. I went back into a VA job and I boots back on ground and wanted to do that whole thing and like revitalize myself. I also launched my life coaching business. I launched courses. I launched different things. Hi, Jen. And so I went out, right? So here I am, young little baby entrepreneur doing Beachbody. I was like, I'm done doing that. And then I went out and did my thing, came back around and was like, there's part of me over here that I am so excited to reconnect with. And that's when I opened it up last year. And I went through Beachbody during my whole pregnancy. If you were with me on that journey, thank you for being part of my journey. I stayed accountable because I was showing up here on social media and working out while I was pregnant, and it got me through. It felt really good. So you can go out and around, but you never truly disconnected if you're feeling the feeling of like, there was something more for me to connect with. You haven't unplugged from this energy, is what I want to share with you. You haven't unplugged from it. You've just grown and mastered a new level in your life. You haven't unplugged from it. You've just grown and mastered a new level to your life. Are you multi-passionate? Mm-hmm. Are you a multi-dimensional being? Uh-huh. Yes, you are all of it. You are multi-passionate. You are, what's over there? I want to explore this. What's that over there? I want to explore that. Do it. You're never unplugged from the energy of before, right? So when you're naturally getting this like full body yes of like, come back, lead with your heart, bring it back over here, there's something more, it's because you've mastered something out here that now you can apply over here.
Oh boy, so she called herself a Beachbody entrepreneur for the 100th time. We know they're not entrepreneurs, it's not their own business, blah, blah, blah. We know all that. So I don't know, that's a lie right there. I find that the way she's teaching this is to fit the mold of, if you tried Beachbody once, come back and try it again with me a different way, so you can fail again for the second or third time. That's really what I'm getting from this whole video here. And if y'all are seeing different sides to it too, that maybe I'm not catching on or seeing, list them down below. It'll be helpful for everybody. I really think this was a good change of pace, of not like a, okay, here's why you need to DM 100 people and, you know, copy and paste this and that. Although she was extremely repetitive and slightly annoying, there's new tactics that are happening, and I think it's important for everybody to be aware, because this is something I've not quite seen before, so I felt it was important to share with y'all. Yeah, enough of that, honestly. There are like another like 20 minutes, but it's a loop. So if you would like to watch the rest of it, let me know. I can send you the link. But yeah, that's all I kind of really wanted to share and touch on here on my channel. If you made it to the end, thank you. I'm recording on my phone because I cannot find my camera battery. So after I edit and upload this video, I am reorganizing my closet and hopefully I will find it. But thank you guys so much for watching. It's a pleasure as always, and I will catch you here on my channel soon in my next video. Bye.